Here we go.
Years ago, online gamers were introduced to the violent world of Conan the Barbarian. A sexy, savage, and brutal world. And now, the gates to the world of Hyboria have been forever unchained. Age of Conan, free and unchained.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this Age of Conan live stream. You're with Sambo, and joining us here today live for your viewing pleasure is Screaming Donkey, aka Tallahassee. Are you there, my friend?
I'm here.
How are you, mate? Gosh, it's been a long time since you and I visited Age of Conan. Talk about a blast from the past. You know what? You and I used to play this quite religiously back in the day. I was a priest of Mitra, which, by the way, guys, you'll see very soon is a healing class. You were, I think you were a roguish character by chance, weren't you? I can't remember. What were you?
I was actually an Aquilonian Guardian.
Oh, a Guardian. Alright, so what was the Guardian? Is that the tanking class, or was that a DPS class?
It was a tank class.
Oh, there we go. Good old Tallahassee being the tanker. By the way, as always, folks, we love to be interactive with the chat room. We can see you live right here, right now. Starlin23, hi there to you. And Zenlord22, a big hello to you as well. So, folks, yes, this is Age of Conan. Now, before we go any further, just a warning, if you're watching this show is actually going to be rated M for mature, 15 years or above. It's not because Tallahassee and I are going to be gross and crass, it's because the game itself is very violent and it contains nudity. So if you're watching with the young kiddies, you may want to switch off right now. So once again, just a warning, this is an M-rated game for nudity and graphic violence, just saying it there. In fact, Tallahassee, I remember when it first came out, a big song and dance was made about both of those items, wasn't it? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of people that were up in arms about the fact that there was a lot of nudity and how violent it was.
Yeah.
Because there were finishing moves.
That's right.
So, yeah.
I can't wait to
you could cut people's heads off and tear them off with your bare hands and...
Yeah, rip their heart out, all that sort of stuff. And by the way, hello Random Game Vids and Alco Denko, the Blocksmiths and Mustang Taz. Hello, and Chindori7. Good to see you guys along. You did right there, by the way, mate. And in fact, you know, a lot of people were up in arms about it and said, oh, it's not necessary. Having said that, I think it is totally necessary because of the world that this game, is set in, which of course is Conan the Barbarian. Now, I think you're well read in the books, aren't you?
Well, I've read one or two of them, but I'm not overly familiar with Conan's world, aside from, you know, the movies with
Right, of course.
Arnold,
Conan.
and the Riddle of Steel.
You do such a good Conan impersonation, well, a good Arnie impersonation, and you did, right? I mean, Robert E. Howard is the author of the books, great books, very visceral, very violent, and of course the world itself is brutal, full of blood, full of, let's face it, boobies and sex, and that's just the nature of the story. And of course this game has, I guess, captured those components of it very well. So as a result, it is indeed not a game for kiddies. So one more time, folks, if you're watching this and you've got the younglings nearby, switch off now or send them away to another room, because you will see nudity and violence in this game. So speaking of the game, both you and I had full accounts, and we've still got those, Tallahassee, but right now today we thought we'd try starting at the very beginning. Oh, by the way, before we go any further, guys, in the chat room, this is the first time we've ever streamed Age of Conan, so I'm not sure if I've got the sound levels right. Once we get into the game proper, if the game is too loud or too quiet, will you please do us a favour in the chat room and let us know. Zenlord22, do you get to see Conan? You sure do. There you go. Orange Can 009, hello, thank you very much. Yes, wish us luck with Conan there. What do you think of the roof? Oh, look, the Blocksmith is asking here, this is a question for you, Tallahassee. What did you think of the recent movie release of Conan? And hi there, Maxwell NY.
I thought it was terrible.
Thought it was you know what? I've never seen it myself. Did it have a named actor playing Conan? Who was Conan? Because to me, there's no other Conan than
Jason Momoa.
Who's he?
You remember the big guy from Stargate Atlantis? I think it was.
Oh yeah. No, really, him? Really?
Yeah, him.
Okay, that's an interesting choice. I mean, look, to me, Conan is always Arnie, if you ask me. I don't know, it's just always the way it is. But look, folks, yeah, so we're on a trial account, so I just need to explain that very quickly as well. While both Tallahassee and I have real accounts here that aren't active at the moment, I thought we'd crank up the trial. The game is, as you saw in the trailer before we started streaming here, it is totally free to play now. You can actually play on the island of Tortage, which is where we're going to be going now. And you can see up the top here, I've actually got a character already. Here it is. This is her. She's on the trial server, and you get another slot as well. You get 2 free slots, so you can go download the game straight away, and you don't have to pay anything to play it. Now, Tallahassee, can you familiarise us with what the restrictions are? Because I don't think you can get off the island of Tortage, can you, when you're on the trial?
No, I don't think you can. You're basically stuck there. I mean, you're going to get to, level 17, 18, thereabouts anyway.
Right.
On the island, if I remember right. So you do get to play a fair amount of the game.
But just not...
to, you know...
I think you kind of just don't get to go out into, and I'm going to say it in inverted quotes, the real world, right? Like out into the big wide world, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, a lot of folks in the chat room are agreeing with you that it wasn't the best movie of all time. Gosh, I think I'm glad I didn't see it.
Oh, God, it was terrible.
All right, well, there you go. So, basically, folks, when you do get on the trial, and by the way, Stalin, good luck downloading that last patch. It's a very big game. Tallahassee, how big is this? I can't remember now. It's multiple. It's over, isn't it over 20 gig?
Oh, I think it's like 18 gig.
Okay, that's big. Although I did notice in the patcher, a little tip to the wise here, folks, if you're in the patcher to this game, you can actually tell it to only download the beginner stuff, so that it's a much smaller download. You can sort of do it in stages. It's quite well done. Anyhow, you can see up the top here, I've got my free slot. We're going to be going into the character creator. Both of us will be in just 1 second. You can see we've got a bunch of servers here on the free-to-play. We've got Sat, which is a PvE server. We've got Wakana, which is a PvE server, and that's probably one of the most popular servers in the entire game. That's where we're going to be rolling today. We've got Tyranny, which is, oh god, that just hearing that name strikes fear into my heart. Tallahassee, PvP. It's a PvP server. Tell me, what were your... Did you ever play on a PvP server in Age of Conan?
No, I didn't play PvP in Age of Conan, mainly because it was full of trolls.
Exactly right, and that's where I was leading with that one. It's not the best. It's a pretty septic community. Think League of Legends Online, that sort of stuff. The PvP side of things here gets pretty nasty, I must admit. But Wakana is actually a great server, and there's a lot of people who do role-playing, believe it or not, on the Age of Conan. It's probably one of the second most popular role-playing MMOs out there. It's bizarre. But it's a great setting for role-playing, and there's a number of cool role-playing features within the game as well. So anyway, we're going to roll on Wakana. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to pop into here, Create, and take you guys through the character creation. There's Conan himself. Now, Tallahassee, we were talking about this at brunch earlier this morning. Big fan of the character creator, yeah?
It's very detailed. It's very, very, very detailed.
Yes, and in fact there are some interesting sliders. I know we were talking about it earlier for that, but let's have a look at the cutscene first, folks. Here we go. Oh, actually, it's not a cutscene. Well, it's kind of integrated into the character selection, I guess. Now, are you in the character selection screen as well, Tallahassee?
Yes, I am.
Alright, cool. So, we're going to refresh ourselves here, guys, with the classes and cultures. Now, by the way, again, can you guys please let me know if the sound is too loud or too quiet? Again, first time that we're streaming this, so if it's too loud, if the game's too loud, please let me know so I can turn it down. Let's have a look. Yes, Durton is saying that there's groups of people just standing outside villages and waiting to kill you. That's not much fun in the PvP side of things here, so yeah, there you go, I think that's right. So first, of course, we've got male or female. I'm going to choose female, because let's face it, Tallahassee, that means we, you know, there's boobies. Let's face it, we can't get around the fact that in this game there are boobies, right?
No, you can't get around that.
And I think that's what we were about to talk about with the slider. I'll let you take us through that later on. Now, firstly, we've got our cultures over here, guys, and this does actually make quite a difference to the game, because there are 4 distinct areas in the game itself, and if you're not familiar with them from the Robert E. Howard novels, there's Aquilonia, there's Cimmeria, there's Stygia, and there's Kaita. And as you see here, you can be either an Aquilonian, or a Cimmerian, or a Stygian, or a Chiton. And now it says here that we don't have the expansion to be able to do Chiton, so that's okay. Can we do Stygian? Yes, we can do Stygian, Cimmerian, and Aquilonian. Now, I guess the best way of describing these 3 are the Aquilonians are where... Oh, the sound is perfect. Oh, good. Maybe a little bit loud. Wait until we actually get into the game, by the way, because I know this music is a little bit loud, so wait until we get in the game, let us know again. Aquilonian, Tallahassee, that's where Conan sits on his throne in Tarantia, if I remember rightly. Is that right?
That's right.
Yep, it's in the Aquilonian area. The Cimmerian area, these guys are a northern race of barbarians. They're fair-skinned, dark-haired, and they're kind of renowned for their physical strength, their warrior prowess and honor. The Stygians are dark-skinned, and they basically come from the desert. Stygia is a massive desert area. Now, the thing about choosing these races is that it actually dictates what class you play, because some classes don't suit the particular culture. So, for example, an Aquilonian, you'd never see an Aquilonian mage, for example. You can see over here, we've got our classes that are broken down into categories. We've got soldiers, priests, rogues, and mages. They're the 4 subclasses, if you like. And you can see here, Aquilonians can only be soldiers, priests, or rogues. If we go to the Cimmerians here, they also can't be rogues, rather can't be mages, but they can be priests, the bear shaman class. Oh gosh, that was an interesting class. And they can be soldiers. The Stygians, however, they are really limited. They can only basically be casters. You can pretty much only be a mage or a priest and a couple of rogues in there as well. Now, personally, now by the way, in terms of impact that it has on the game, doesn't Tallahassee, get my facts straight here, it doesn't matter in terms of where you start in the game, because we all start in Tortage, right?
Yeah.
Now, what
you all start off in Tortage.
Yep. Now, but if you were, for example, to choose a Stygian and I was to choose an Aquilonian, what happens when we get off Tortage? Do we get sent to our home cities, or do we end up in the same place still? Like, so in other words, does it make a difference?
It doesn't really make a difference, because you still go through that initial quest line, and then you choose where you want to go.
Oh, so we could choose to go to Tarantia, or we could head over to the Cimmerian district or Stygia ourselves.
Actually, you need to go to Tarantia first, because you have to go to the city, and then, because that's like the major hub, and then you can take different paths and it takes you to the different locations. So if you want to go to Stygia, you have to actually take a boat there.
Right. Thank you. It's been such a long time since I've played this. Thank God we've got Tallahassee here. So there you go. So at the end of the day, folks, it actually doesn't matter, and it's down to the class you play. Now, as you guys know, I love playing me some mage or priest action. I'm going to choose Aquilonian, also because I like their look. They tend to have sort of the blonde hair, softer features. And I'm probably going to choose myself a priest of Mitra. Now, you probably can't read this in the live stream, but as I hover over here, it tells you everything you need to know. So, for example, what type of armor they wear. In this case, a Priest of Mitra has light armor, cloth armor, and can have shields, and it also tells you what weapon types you can use. In my case, one-handed blunt, one-handed edged, daggers, staves rather, crossbows, and thrown weapons. And she can also use magical talismans. Talismans. Can't talk. We've got our rogues. Oh, now it's interesting. The account does not have access to the assassin class. Alright, so it looks like anything with a red padlock on it there you can't access on the trial, but you can definitely do like a guardian, which is a tank, the priest here, the barbarian, which is DPS, and in fact that's the only 3 we can choose by the looks of things, Tallahassee.
Yep, so we're really limited because it's the trial.
Alright, that's okay. I mean, it's the Holy Trinity there. I'm going to go with a priest. I'm guessing you're going to go, obviously, either barbarian or guardian. Which will it be today?
Barbarian.
Barbarian. Let's read out what it says here. Wild and untamed fighters that utilize speed and non-conventional attacks to damage their opponents, sacrificing armor to achieve the goal. And interesting DPS class, Tallahassee, because they're light and cloth armor. No plate for you, and you're not allowed to use shields.
Yep.
Alright, so
no change.
So it's basically like the equivalent of a glass cannon, but in melee form, if you ask me. Alright, so I'm going to choose Priest of Mitra.
I was going to say rogue.
Oh yeah, actually good point. It is, it's like a rogue. I'm going to choose the customize button here, and folks, this is where it starts to get quite nuts. So first of all, we've got our voices. So I'm just going to go through these and find one that I like. And they're all very aggressive sounding.
Rawr.
Yeah, I think I'll go with that one there. The next one here, we've got a little triangle here, which is thin. You can see me changing there. Big, muscular. I'm going to sort of just go in the middle, I think, roughly. Now, somehow, there should be more advanced. Oh, here we go, another advanced. Here we go. These are the ones that we're looking for. So if I go back here, I'm just going to choose my skin color. And I'm going to go a sort of darkish one. Body markings here, we've got a whole bunch of basically tattoos, I guess is what you'd call them. Yeah, there we go. You can see on her arm there a tattoo has appeared. These are like sort of religious markings, I guess. Would that be a good way of describing them, Tallahassee?
That's pretty much exactly what they are.
Yeah, very cool. They've got some full arm ones there. Now, do you realise, now again, you guys may not be able to see this on the live stream, but there's a mark on my chest, which is, I can't remember what it's called, the Mark of Mitra or something like that. There's a big quest in the game that basically marks us as a slave, if I remember right, doesn't it?
That's right.
And I think we go through a quest in the opening areas to actually remove that, which is very cool. So that will disappear eventually. Alright, I'm going to find, there we go, the name of Mitra. That'll do for me. We've got our height here. Just going to choose sort of an average height. We've got our faces. And let's see, we've got honey, bold, etc, etc. They're quite cool faces, actually. There's some very aggressive looking character faces you can get in this game. By the way, what race did you go, by the way, Tallahassee?
Aquilonian.
Oh, we're both Aquilonian. Okay, cool. I'm going to have nice blue eyes. The top ponytail, yeah, that'll do for a hairstyle. Hair colour, go blonde or white, there we go. And face markings, you can either have no markings, or you can have basically things like mouth scars, eye scars, that sort of thing. I'm going to give myself maybe, oh, you can have a black eye. There we go. Ritual makeup. Gosh, there's all sorts of stuff. Maybe we'll go, I don't know. Born in Tarantia, look at that, you got all sorts of tattoos. How do you actually zoom into the face? I can't remember, or maybe you can't.
No, there's buttons, 3 buttons.
Where oh, there they go, down the side. My bad, thank you very much for that. There we go, guys, you can get a nice close-up of the face there. We've got some slashes, some mouth scars. Ooh, that looks painful. Left eye scar. Yeah, I think we'll have ourselves a scar. There we go. Let's choose the eye colour, green, blue. Oh, there we go. Very nice. And just have a look at those different faces there again. You can see we've got some very grim looking faces in there. But honey, I think, is the one that I want. And there's our top half with our tattoos. Hey there, Skyfo. How's it going? Good to see you. Alright, so now I'm going to go to Advanced, and Tallahassee, I presume you're in here. Look at all of this the face, we've got body and face sliders. There are so many face and head sliders down the side here. There's probably about 30 of them. Tallahassee is possibly one of the most detailed face sliders like customization tools in any MMO ever. What do you reckon?
They definitely went over the top, but it's good, you know. You get to make your character look the way you want them to look.
Exactly. I mean, we've got things like cheek depth, and yes, no pigtails there, little green dragon, I know, amazing for me. Cheek height, cheek width.
There are braids.
There are braids, there are indeed. Chin length, chin width, ear angle, ear size. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Face length, mouth height, crooked nose, I mean, good lord, it's just amazing there, all of the stuff you can do. But of course, over the side here, if I go back out to a bit of a full body view, you've also got things like your legs. You can make your legs thinner or fatter. We've got thighs, thinner or fatter as well. Maybe we'll just reduce the thighs a little bit there. There we go. How's that? And interesting slider here, we've got a posterior slider. So we can give our lady a thick midriff if we so wish. Bit of back, baby got back, and stomach.
Yeah, but it does something weird to their stomach.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It sort of pokes the front out. It's a bit weird. We've got a general chest size, which is basically like the rib cage, I guess. We've got arms as well. But Tallahassee, the one that, of course, most people would be possibly curious about is the bosom slider. Now, I'm going to drag mine all the way down. I seem to remember, there we go folks, I'm going to zoom in on, see if we can zoom in on the chest, and I'm going to zoom it all the way out. It used to go from the sublime to the ridiculous, and I think that they've actually reduced just how ridiculous this could be, because it used to be, see people running around the world with, quite frankly, gravity-defying, physically impossible boobs. Do you remember those days?
Yes, I do.
Do you reckon they've reduced this?
I think they have, because they are nowhere near the size that I remember. Yeah. Which is actually a good thing for the game.
It was completely ridiculous, guys. It really was. It was just over the top. Zen Lord saying, if the scar was not there, the Sambo character would end up in bed with the other guys. There you go. Alright. Starlin, sorry it's not going to be downloaded tonight. It's a very, very big client, by the way. Alright, now, character naming time. Now, there's a little bit of a story here, by the way, and I hope this works. Tallahassee, you and I were having a good old laugh the other day at, what is it, your NFL team's names? Is it the NFL?
Yeah, it was the NFL. I'm a Patriots fan, and we drafted a player called Dante Hightower, and his name is spelled DONT''A.
Oh my god. Don't
I found that hilarious.
Well, and what happened after that was that you went through and started finding a whole bunch of interesting names, and so many of them on the NFL have an apostrophe. And I think the first one you came up with was, for example, D''Angelo, so D'Angelo. I'm sure there were more. There were a whole heap of them.
Yeah, my favourite one was D'Anthony. So D''Anthony.
Oh my lord. Okay, so this is where it may not work, but Tallahassee and I thought that we would sort of embrace that whole D stuff, the apostrophe stuff, and see if we can actually name our two characters like that. And we came up with Derp and Herp. So I'm going to try this, D''ERP. Oh, it doesn't do an apostrophe, Tallahassee. No! Alright, can you try Herp? I'll try Derp. What do you reckon?
So I'm trying Derp?
I'm trying Derp, you're trying Herp. Here we go. Enter game. Accept. Priest Mitra. Oh, Derp is already taken. I'm going to try it with DERRP. Let's see if that works. And yes, here we go. A cutscene. We'll come back to Tallahassee and see what he managed to call his character in just one moment.
Herp.
Wicked. Oh, in fact, cutscene's not happening just yet. We're loading screen there, and you get nice little lore snippets. So you're Herp, are you? Herp and Derp. For your viewing pleasure, folks, it's Herp and Derp in the age of Conan. Your Priest of Mitra and your Barbarian for today. Certainly hope you guys are going to enjoy this. And once again, we're going to be taken through a bit of a storyline cutscene now, and then through to the island of Tortage, which is where everybody starts off. And yes, Zenlord22, you were talking about that yesterday. The sound will glitch because I'm from Australia. We're live streaming. It's the internet, it's technology, it's physics. You can't get around that. You just have to get over it, I'm afraid. Okay, folks, here we go. There are many ways to gain mastery and prowess, it's saying. and the air was hot and steamy, the smell of decaying vegetation, and here we are, shipwrecked.
Quite dead. This is Tortage, the pirate haven, jewel of the Barachian Isles. To the west is Atlantis, silent and dead under the open ocean. Eastwards lies Hyboria, where the world's doom rises. But your life is ending, even as I speak. The slave master from your vessel runs through the wilderness to reach the city. Slaves are forbidden within the walls, and if he tells the guards your ship carried a cargo of flesh, you will be left outside to rot in the jungle. If you enter Tortage City, find the old seer, Nadini. Tell her Calantes of Ibis sent you. Now go, find Sadur, buy your life with his death.
And there we are, folks. We're through, by the way. Hello there to 64, hi Bob, Regular, and Justin. Good to see you guys along. Now, before I go any further, you guys please tell me if the sound is okay. Could you hear that guy's voice over? And as we play, let me know if it's too loud, etc, etc. Alright, so we're going to get rid of the item shop. How are you going there, Tallahassee?
Alright.
Alright, now
whereabouts are you? Because I should see you on the beach somewhere.
Yeah, I've just got this horrible feeling that we're not going to be together on the beach. I hope that's not the case. It's been a while since Tallahassee and I have played this. But yeah, maybe we get separated on the beach. That would be horrible. That's okay. If that is the case, then we'll just have to play it at the same time, I guess, until we get through. I'm honestly not sure. Do you know what? I'm guessing that you're on the beach anyway, and the first thing I remember about this game is how amazing the water looks. And it's got the real-time volumetric waves and ripples in there. You know what, I remember playing this in the summertime and just wanting to come in here and jump into the water. It's so inviting. It looks amazing still to this day, doesn't it?
It does. It still looks great.
Really, really cool.
Even though when you jump, you do look like a bit of a retard.
Yeah, it's got weird jumping. There it is. There's the jumping. And you can see we've also got equipped a broken bottle, folks, but you can see it's a very, very pretty looking game. Now, I don't have the graphics on max, and it's still gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous looking game. And the character models are also very, very nice and detailed, as you can see. And hello there to, oh, it's DLane814. Good to see you. Sayo Mayo, how's it going? And Mega Acking, good to see you as well. Okay, definitely not too loud. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful game. Very beautiful looking game. Again, if it's too quiet, guys, let me know and I'll turn up the volume. In fact, let's see if I can do an emote. Let's have a look. There you go. Let me know if you heard that one okay. Alright, now, I guess before we go any further, because I want to get this out of the way, we're not going to dwell on it. People always talk about the boobs. I just want to get it out of the way, basically. So I'm going to bring up my inventory, which is all up the top here, by the way. It's very cool. I like the UI. This is the UI, and we'll go through it in more detail as we go through the game. The map system in this game is brilliant. But yes, folks, you can take off your clothes. So we'll get that out of the way before anybody asks. We'll take off the bottoms there. Don't worry. The bottoms are, I think, you don't get to see anything nasty. You just get to see a little bikini thong there. But be warned, once again, this is an M-rated game. So if you have kids in the room, get rid of them now. I'll give you 5 seconds because we're about to take off her top. And you will see why this is an M-rated game. And here we go. There you go. So that's why. It's because we can run around the world basically naked. Just like you do in real life, Tallahassee.
Yep.
With your boobs out.
Every day.
Your boobs out and everything. Alright, so there you go, folks. Hopefully that is out of your system now, and you can see that they are very well modelled. And we'll put our clothes back on now, so there you go. Alright, now Tallahassee, so this is interesting. Do you think we're in completely separate instances or something, maybe?
I think for the first part we are until we get to... God, what the hell is it?
Get to the little
until
city?
we actually get to the city, I think.
Alright,
Yeah.
well, that's okay. We can still play this together even though we're not together. That's okay. Now, by the way, folks, can you see as I run through the foliage here, the foliage actually moves. It's really cool. Like you actually are a physical object in the world, and yes, as everyone is saying, it looks absolutely fantastic. It is a beautiful looking game. Absolutely love it. Just quickly, you can see up the side here, I've got a whole bunch of tips. Basically, you've got a little field manual here. Takes you through quest givers, swimming, basic moving around, looking around. I won't bother going through all of those because, of course, they're the standard stuff. What we do have, though, is our inventory here, and you can equip... oh, do you want to team up with Herp? Wait a minute, where are you? Are you actually here? How did you do that?
I'm somewhere.
Now I'm going to have a look on the map. I'm just going to make my map bigger, and I want to go through the map with you guys as well, because this is an amazing map. One of the best maps in a game ever, actually. Alright, so it doesn't look like I can see you on the map. Maybe we're just teamed up in spirit rather than actually in the same world together, I'm guessing. Oh well, never mind. That's okay. Anyhow, folks, yes, you've got inventory over here, a separate quest inventory, which is always really welcomed, and a separate resource energy, because all women are objects now, Sambo. Nice, Sambo. No, okay, Z-Bob, I'm just, sorry, we're going to stop here, because I get really pissed off, to be honest, at comments like that, and I'm sure you'll back me up on this one, Tallahassee. Z-Bob Fish, I'm going to call you out, mate. If you honestly think that I'm objectifying women by taking off her top, then you probably need to go check yourself, because this game, as I explained carefully before we came along here, is set in the Age of Conan universe. Go read a freaking book, mate. Go read Robert E. Howard, and then come back here and tell me that I'm objectifying women. I do not appreciate that one bit. If you've watched any of my shows, if you know me at all, you'll know I'm the least sexist person out there. I'm normally a family-friendly show. This is in fitting and in theme with the universe created by Robert E. Howard. So get off your freaking high horse, and I don't want to see a comment like that ever again. Thank you. I don't care whether you're joking or not, but it pisses me the hell off. Alright? So you've been told. Tallahassee, am I too strong on that one, or do you agree with me?
Look, I mean, I know, he was probably joking about it, but still, it's something that we take seriously.
Exactly, and hopefully you can tell by my tone I take it very seriously. If there's going to be any objectifying of women in the comments or on any of my stuff, then you'll be banned, because I am absolutely anti all of that stuff. So do not rope me in. Do not do that. Thank you. Alright, with that out of the way, let's carry on here having some fun. We've got a separate resource here. So your inventory bags, doesn't look like there's many slots, but your quest objects and your resources are actually kept separate, and I hope that all games use that, because there's nothing worse than carrying around materials in your normal inventory space, taking up room. It's horrible. Here are all of your stats, and you've got your general stats. We won't go through them all, folks, don't worry about it, but you've got separate combat ones, separate physical ones, and separate magical ones, and of course you increase them with your gear. So there you go. You've also got up here, we've got our combos and special abilities. Now basically, Tallahassee, this is the B button I'm talking about here. Now yours and mine will be very different, because a lot about this game is about the particular combat style, and there's two main schools in this game. There's melee and there's casting, and unfortunately for me, because I'm casting, the viewers aren't going to see any awesome combos. You're melee, you're all about combos. We'll talk about that in a minute, but folks, you might see here, these are my abilities, and we can drag them down into my hotbar, which is, by the way, exactly what I've done. And you can see I've got one hostile spell here, which is Smite. and that is basically a standard spell damage type ability. And you can see over here I've got things like toggle combat, which I'm going to drop down there, and you can see if I click that we get to present arms. There we go. I've also got a crouch button, and crouch is quite important in this game, by the way, and you can pass through other characters when you're in crouch, because in this game, and there's a heavy PvP focus, Tallahassee, there's collision in this game. So if you and I were to run up against each other, we'd actually stop and not run through each other like you do in most MMOs here.
Yep, which is also annoying.
Yeah, now,
it's
can you please...
one of those things...
Can you please tell us the story, very quickly, of the horse? Please, I love this story. Do you remember the horse story?
Yeah, there's a really famous YouTube video of a guy playing Age of Conan, and basically he sat there trolling people on this really narrow, like, rocky area.
Yep.
And he just started kicking people off this area because they had to go past him.
It was classic. Like,
and because of the collection,
yeah,
he just did it to everyone.
Because he was walking past the back of the horse, people were walking past the back of the horse, and he was booting them off the cliff. It's the funniest thing ever. Now, by the way, just very quickly, I had a message come up saying, you're not in the same instance as your mate, do you want to join it? I said yes, but I don't see you still. I don't know if we're... Are you still on the beach?
I'm still on the beach.
Yep, same here. Alright, well, weird. I guess we're just totally separate from each other. Just have to be that way. Although I guess once we get into the island itself, the city will be together. Anyhow, folks, so the big thing is, speaking of combat, you'll see here I've got all this stuff. I'm basically going to be behaving like a standard MMO character, but Tallahassee will be able to actually perform combos. And you might see these 3 arrows here. And no good old gaming, we're talking on Steam, by the way. And Z-Bob Fish, yeah, that's fine if you're making a joke, but I used you as an example there because it's a critical point that I want people to be very clear about on my channel, because I will not stand for that. I'm not saying you did, I'm saying that nobody will ever, please, roll me up under that banner, because I am very much against that. And again, just because we showed boobies, it's not being, we're a little bit immature. Hey, we're here to have fun, but you're not going to see me playing the whole game with my boobies out. The fact is, you can, and I wanted to make sure that that was shown. Now, combos. You see these arrows here. We've got upper left, we've got overhead, and we've got upper right. Now, if I click on these, you'll see that they are responding exactly that way. I can attack to the upper left or the upper right or straight ahead. And if I was a melee class, that would be very important. And you're going to see that when we start coming across some enemies. Enemies have shields, Tallahassee, that have the indicators on them. And these indicator shields actually shift position on the character. Do you want to explain to us how that relates to the actual attacks that you've got here, the 1, 2, 3 arrow attacks?
God, it's been a while, but basically it lets you swing your weapon in that particular direction.
That's right. And if a character that you're fighting against has a shield, let's say on the left-hand side, you probably wouldn't want to hit on the left-hand side because they're shielded. You want to go for their exposed right, something like that, and you'll see that very shortly. Again, it's not going to be so obvious because I'm a caster, so I'm just going to be casting spells. But a lot of Tallahassee's abilities that are in here, which will be under the Combos tab, will be, for example... In fact, can you name one? What's one of your combo abilities that you've got up on your hotbar already?
Sweep.
Okay, sweep. So when Tallahassee actually uses and clicks sweep, he will get a little queue thing come up like a QuickTime event. And what it means is that in order to trigger that combo, he will, for example, have to hit upper left, then up, and then upper left again in order to trigger that combo. Now each one of those swings, 1, 2, 3, like that, will do damage, but then they will trigger that particular combo. And there's hundreds of them in the game, and they're very powerful. And a lot of them, Tallahassee, are finishing moves as well, where you chop off people's heads and chop off their arms and all that sort of stuff, yeah?
My favourite one was the Bear Druid, I think it is, where he actually like drops his mace or whatever he's using, grabs the enemy by the head, and then rips their head off.
There you go, folks. So it's crazy stuff. Absolutely very visceral, very violent. And again, that's why this is a M-rated game. Now, before we go, don't worry, folks, we're nearly there. One more thing, there is the quest log here, and the quest log is fantastic for a couple of reasons. It's broken down into your current completed and cooldown quests. It tells you what to do over here. It shows you the reward. It's very simple. And it shows you actually how much money you get and all the rest of it. But what it also has is this interactive map over here to the left-hand side. And, right, Zenlord 22. Sorry, guys, just going to stop. You are out of here, mate. Open link. Excuse me, folks, while we ban Zenlord. Nice to see you, but you're out of here. Sick and tired of you, mate. Block. Goodbye. We don't like people who spoil the fun. We're here to have fun, and basically you can go away. There we go. Alright, so what you have down here is a map, and this map here shows us everything live in the game. And if you see, if I roll my mouse wheel, you can actually zoom and pan around this map, and it goes, it's like Google Map. And you can zoom right in and look at this detail, folks, and you can see here are my objectives, and this is the actual quest objective here, which is to enter the jungle, and that's me there as well. So you know, this map, and it shows objectives that are off screen as well. Quest goal: kill Slave Master Sadur. And yes, by the way, Florin, the music is amazing. Absolutely, I actually own the soundtrack to this. It's incredible. The woman who sings it, her name is Helene Bolsk or something like that, and you can YouTube her stuff. It is absolutely incredible. But yes, this map, you can pan in and out just like a Google map. It is incredible. And then, of course, if we actually go to the map screen itself, this is it, the big one. You've got a legend here, which you can get rid of if you like. And you can select all your different areas. So, for example, here's Aquilonia, etc., the world map, you name it. It's absolutely fantastic. We can show where we are, and again, you can pan and zoom around this thing like there's no tomorrow, and you can see where all your objectives are here, and it actually shows you which quest you're on. It is a very, very cool map. Always thought it was a bit special, and I'd say, by the way, Tallahassee, that Star Wars: The Old Republic has sort of taken a few tips from this map system. What do you reckon?
I'd suggest that they have as well. I mean, I've got a feeling they looked at a lot of MMOs and saw where the best parts of it was and tried to take as much of that as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And this is definitely one of those features that all MMOs should have. It's fantastic. Alright, folks, so let's get on with things. You can see here I've got to enter the jungle. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go up here and speak to this woman. So hopefully you'll be able to play along with this, by the way, Tallahassee. And gosh, I hope we get to meet up with you very shortly. Let's rip into it. Casilda, let's have a chat with her.
A friendly face amongst so much ugliness.
Now, speaking of Star Wars: The Old Republic and, well, let's face it, Mass Effect, let's not forget that this game was one of the first MMOs that did this in the storylines. You can see down the bottom here, folks, basically like the games I've just mentioned, we've got two choices. And quite often these choices can change the outcome. So it's easy for us to forget, Tallahassee, that this game was sort of pioneering the multi-choice storyline options in an MMO way before Star Wars: The Old Republic was.
It was, but it's not fully voiced. I mean, yes, she has a voice, but it's not as if, you know, everyone has a voice. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Although being able to make all these different choices is really cool. And I remember back in the day when this came out, it was like, oh, interesting, because it actually gets to involve you in the storyline as well. And wow, Zenlord, you're being a real pain in the butt. That's your alt blocked as well. Far out. Anyway, obviously got nothing better to do. Let's see, a friendly face amongst so much ugliness, by the gods.
Free me, I beg you. Those brutes set upon me in a park less than an hour ago and ran me down as I fled. Animals.
There we go. And again, you can see I've got multiple choices here. Brutes, who did this to you? Or fear not, I'll cut you down. I'm going to hit number 1, I think.
I was a captive of the tyrant of Tortage. Though I managed to flee after 3 days in the less than tender care of his Red Hunt soldiers. I hoped to hide outside the city until they forgot about me. But I was chased down by the scavenger and his raiders.
Alright, so just answering a couple of questions there from Sao Mayo D-Lane814. So the melee, here's one for you, Tallahassee. The melee abilities, are they only triggered by combos of regular attacks, or is the combo like a bonus?
It's more when you use the actual ability is when it's triggered. So, you know, if I click on sweep, then it asks me to do the combo.
Right.
Otherwise, you can just use the directional attacks.
So it's optional, I guess. Hope that answered your question. Z-Bob Fish is asking, when was this game made? Oh gosh, Tallahassee, do you remember when it came out? What was it, 2007, 2008?
Yeah, no, 2000 would have been 2007.
Was it? Right, so it's about, gosh, that means...
Possibly late 2006.
5 years old already, can you believe it? There you go. Alright, I'm going to say, how do I free you?
Scavenger has the key. He's a petty raider captain from Tortage. He and his small gun are nearby. Slit that bastard's throat and loot his corpse. Please, don't leave me here.
That's alright, we'll hunt down the scavenger.
Please, hurry. He's on the beach peeking through the bones of the sunken ship. I'll never forget your head.
Alright, so you can see we've got ourselves a quest objective, kill the scavenger. Now you playing along with us there, Tallahassee, you're at the same spot.
Yep.
Alright, going to go into combat mode. Here we go, folks. Now you may see the shields that I was talking about. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do my press spell, but then we're going to run up and actually do some melee, by the way. Yeah, because even though I don't have any combos that I was speaking of, and I'm kind of annoyed at myself that I didn't make one, a class that you could see these combos, to be honest. Never mind, you'll see the shields come up. So let's cast, here we go. And there you go, you can see the two shields inside, 3 shields, he's got them balanced at the moment. You can see, again, lots of blood and guts in the game. Now again, there we go, I've already reached level 2, woohoo, and got ourselves a bag of loot. Here we go, got a scavenger's key. Now, so what you would have seen then are the shields. Now Tallahassee, yeah, exactly, you're right, D-Lane. Interesting, certainly makes one stop and think before mindlessly doing DPS rotations. You're absolutely right. And I agree, Mustang, it does make the game go faster. Now, Tallahassee, we can actually shift our own shields, can't we? I can't remember what keys they are, but we can actually decide to put up our, you know, left ones or our right ones and move them around real time in combat, I think. Is that right?
Can we?
Yeah, well, there you go. Okay, I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, no, you can. I won't bother going through the options. I'm just going to get rid of all these tips that are coming up here, by the way, folks. There we go. They're all basic stuff. And, by the way, up the top here, there's Herp and Derp, our parties. There we go. That's... Now, let's see if I can do quest sharing. Hang on. No quests available. Get quests. No. Okay, so we definitely can't be together. The other thing that I can't remember how to do, you can see the health bars here. Oh, you click on them. You click on them to make the numbers stick. That's right. That's how you do it. There you go, folks, if you're playing along at home. And now this is a rest ability as well. Resting actually lets us bring back our resources. And very quickly, I also want to tell you about these resources because it's not quite stock standard. We've got health there. I've got energy, but we've also got the green bar there, which is stamina. Now, stamina is actually quite an important thing in the game. Not so much for me, but for Tallahassee. For me, the thing I need is mana, basically, or energy. That will power my spells. But Tallahassee, your combos and attacks are generally powered by stamina, the green bar here, right?
That's right.
Alright, now, the other thing, folks, is that you can sprint in this game. Watch this. If I hold down Shift, there we go. That's me sprinting. And watch my stamina bar. It actually goes down. So sprinting is actually a big part of this game. You can see there it's gone right down. If I was Tallahassee and I just sprinted around like that, I would no longer be able to actually perform any combos. It's that simple. Now I know we don't have to... Oh, by the way, this here is a res point. If you ever come across these things, they are where you actually res again, just in case you're wanting to know. I'm going to carry on down the beach and kill these other scavengers, Tallahassee, because I remember, hopefully it's the same, there's actually a crocodile down the end which drops some nice loot, if I remember rightly.
I can't remember which point it's on.
Yeah, I think it's
There's
right.
2 points.
Yeah, right down the. I think it's the western edge. And you can see, folks, here I'm using a combo of spells and melee. Now, in terms of the finishing moves, there's something else I wanted to cover off. Oh, and another thing, there is absolutely no auto attack in this game. So unless you're actively engaged and on the ball, you will die. So no auto attack. It is a very visceral and physical combat system in this game, which is actually kind of cool, makes a big difference. It means you can't AFK on auto attack. And look at that beautiful view, by the way, folks. It's an seriously incredible looking game. There's the crocodiles. I've seen them. Are you up down the western end of the island, mate?
I'm around somewhere.
Yeah. Again, such a shame that we can't play together. Now, finishing moves. As a caster, I do have some finishing moves. Now, finishes are triggered in this game by a number of different things. A number of different stats actually contribute to the chance that you will do a finisher. Now, it's a lot easier to spot them in the melee classes, and Tallahassee will probably let us know when he does one, because it comes up on screen with the word fatality. Yes, just like Mortal Kombat, you actually do fatalities, and they will just trigger randomly based on certain stats. But as a spellcaster, it's a bit hard sometimes to see them. What will generally happen as a spellcaster is that I'll do a sort of possessing, lifting them up in the air and throw them back type finishing move. Whereas Tallahassee, your finishes are where you actually end up chopping their head off or stabbing them in the chest, stuff like that, yeah?
Yeah, so I end up doing a whole heap of damage to them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, by the way, folks, how is the sound going? Let us know. We're in combat now. If it's too loud, let me know and I'll turn it down. By the way, there's the ancient crocodile. He's a boss. I'm just going to pull off this other crocodile first. Oh, and it pulled them both. Good lord. And also, I believe this game is auto-facing. Let's test that. Oh, no, it's not. I thought it was. Silly me. I'm not sure what game I was thinking of. No. Makes sense, though, because, again, it's not an easy mode game by any stretch of the imagination. And listen to that music, folks, the combat music there. The music in this game is seriously awesome. Do some YouTubing and go check it out. It is absolutely amazing. Listen to it. It is epic. Epic music. And I got myself a mangled arm for taking down that. But what you will find behind bosses are these, folks, which is a bag of loot there. Nice chest. And I got myself a blue pearl and some blood belly ale. Now, if I go into my bags, which is, what is it, I? Yeah, there we go. I can actually drop this on
inventory.
Yep, thank you. I can drop that onto my hotbar, and what that is there you go. It actually heals every second for 60 seconds. It's basically a heal over time healing pot. So there you go. And sound is good. Good stuff. Thank you very much, guys. And yes, oh, you're very welcome, Epic Stones. Glad that it's bringing back memories. I used to run around swimming in this game as well. It's just, in fact, we'll do it for you right now. Swimming in this game is awesome. It just makes you want to jump in the water. It's fantastic. Alright, Tallahassee, so I think we have to go back and free Casilda now. Is that what you're going to do?
Yep. Well, I've actually already got her.
Oh, good stuff. Now, if I remember rightly...
And I'm dragging her around while I kill stuff.
Yeah, I think I was going to say she follows us around. That's okay. We don't mind that. Does she... I don't think... Hang on, I can't remember. Does she actually help with
She's non-combat.
Oh, non-combat. So she doesn't help with the fighting. Alright, okay. Never mind. Can't wait to get some more gear instead of running around in my silly bikini and a different weapon. So we'll chat to her in a minute, and then we'll check in with Tallahassee and ask about what sort of weapons he's got. Here we go. There we are, goal completed. You have been ill-used, Casilda. I'll protect you now is what I'm going to choose.
And I will thank the gods each dawn that you found me here. Come then, to the city. Maybe once we're safe, I reward you for your efforts. I will never forget your help.
There we are, there's Casilda. And you can see we can right-click on her, and that actually brings up all these questions that we can ask. So again, the lore in the game, and yes, ripping out the spine is nasty. The lore in the game is very deep. So we can say here, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Tell me more of these... No, tell me more about the island.
This is Tortage, the heart of the Barachan Isles. It's home to a small pirate port, Tortage City, and the territory of the Pictish tribes that hunger to end our lives.
There we go, and we won't bother going through all of them, but there is a tyrant that rules Tortage.
I'll never forget your help.
So I think what we now have to do is escort Casilda to the city, and again, if we look at the map, everything is nicely laid out. There we are, Derp, and you can see our next objective is there, enter the jungle, and we basically have to follow this path and get to here, kill the slave master Sadur, and there is escort her to the city over there, and you'll see this is the city that we're heading to. So won't be long, hopefully, before we can join up with Tallahassee. I'm just gonna, and, oh, by the way, there you go, you can see I was trying to run through her. Look at that. That's the collision I was talking about. I can't actually run through her. There is full collision in this game, which makes a big difference, of course, for PvP. And look at this jungle with the god rays coming down through it there. It is just a beautiful, beautiful game. Forgotten how good this looks, Tallahassee.
Yeah, it's a seriously good-looking game.
Yep. And again, as you can see, folks, brutally violent, as in keeping with the law of the world. Oh, I got myself a pirate's garish top. So finally, once we've fought this guy, finally we can actually put something decent on in terms of it. There you go, you can see, hopefully you guys can see that. You can see he had 3 shields over to his right hand side, so I'm hitting him in the center there to kill him. And there we go, we've reached level 3 as well. Good stuff. Pick up this bag of loot. Whoops. Might help if I actually took its contents. Alright, so let's get ourselves out of combat and let's put on some clothes so we look half decent. And we'll go to inventory here, and I'm going to pop on this pirate's top, and there you go, folks. So you can see now all of the clothes in this game do have like visuals, by the way. It's unlike some games where you put braces on and you can't see them. No, this game you can see everything. It's very, very cool. And by the way, you can see I've got myself another ability. We'll check that out in just a minute. Alright, so what have I got myself? I have got myself Rebuke, and what this does is that it rebukes the target in the name of Mitra. All nearby enemies suffer increased damage from holy attacks, and if they're already rebuked, their penalty is doubled. So what it means, in other words, is that I need to actually cast that first in order to, in fact, I'm going to pop it over there. Cast that first, that puts a debuff on them, and here's a boss, and then cast my smite. So let's try that. Oh god, I've called the whole the whole camp of tigers. Oh my lord. And basically this is kind of like console combat. I can mash the buttons, or I can try and be strategic about it. And there we go, the boss. Let's smite him, and let's put a rebuke on him as well. Listen to that combat music, it is awesome! And I'm about to die. Oh, this is going to be close! Woo! Alright, that was very close. I'm going to rest up, just going to loot this bag. And I've got myself a new weapon! Fantastic! Alright, let's rest up. And you'll see, there you go, very quick to get our health and energy back, by the way. Alright, now, let's have a look at this weapon and see what it is. Hopefully it's one that I can use. And if we hover over it, you can see, there we go, yes, if I right-click on that, and you can see it actually on me there. It's a nice big dagger, and if I go into combat mode, there it is. So that's going to do a whole lot more damage. Now, Tallahassee, please tell us, what are your weapons that you have?
I have a giant club.
Oh, so your club, not blades.
At the moment.
Okay. Alright, now you can see, folks, also, there we go, got myself some new pants. No, some new boots. There we go. Alright, I must say I'm looking very slutty right about now, but hopefully that will change. Somebody here has asked us, where are we? Are spells and abilities, do they come in automatically after leveling? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. I don't think there's an actual spell trainer in this game. Is there, Tallahassee?
No, not really.
So they do drop in. I'll show you where they drop in as well in just a second. Now, I'm not going to bother getting the rest of the folk on the island here. We're just going to try and get through to the city as soon as possible so we can meet up with Tallahassee. Oh, the squishy sounds of blood being spilled. Good lord. Oh, and I got myself a cap now as well, so you can see we're getting ourselves suited up. This gives me 3 armor, and there I am with my cap on. Now, there is an option. You go to the vanity screen in your character doll here, and what you can do is you can actually, it's like a wardrobe, and I love that in the game. If I turn on the head one, it means we don't see my terrible, shocking cap. So you can basically, it's the equivalent of turning off your helmet, if you like. Tab targets, just like any other MMO pretty much. And debuffs of the enemy, there you go, you can see them appearing above the enemy's health bars there as well. Now again folks, I'm not really cut out to do meleeing, that's why they're taking a while to die when I do melee, because I'm more of a caster. See you later there, Starlin, by the way. And Epic Stones, did we play in the Guild Wars 2 beta? Yes, indeed. Been in the beta for a while. Alright, there's a seasoned trapper. Now, what level are you, by the way?
I am like level 3 or level 4.
Oh, very nice. I am, what am I? I can try and find me. Level 3. Now, where are we going? Going around the road here. Let's do this
fatality.
Rebuke. What's that?
Fatality.
Oh, you did a fatality. Man, can't wait till we meet up with you so we can actually see one in action as well. Alright, the loots. I like the fact that we actually get gold teeth from these guys, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, I do like that as well.
And gosh, this jungle looks incredible with its sort of Aztec-inspired ruins here. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Alright, come here into range. There we go. You can see you actually get a yellow arrow above their head if you've targeted someone as well. Very cool. And these guys are ranged. You can see they're not closing in on us. So I'm just going to take them out from a distance, by the way. Oh, and that's a fatality. There you go. Can you see him up in the air there? That was actually a spell casting fatality. Now, before we go on, Solar Cluster. Just wanted to say how much I enjoy your Let's Plays and... oh, good stuff. Great stuff. Big shout out to you, mate. I'm glad that you actually enjoy them. So there you go. That's the whole point. We're here to have fun and help out where we can. Gosh, I tell you what though, Tallahassee, this is all bringing back all sorts of crazy memories playing the game. Same for you?
Yeah, it is. And some of them are good, some of them are bad.
Yeah, we've been talking about the good parts of the game. There are certainly some cracks in the game. There's no doubt about it, just like any game, I guess.
Cracks in the game. That's one way to put it.
Yeah. There's some pretty nasty, horrible things to do with the game, in fact. Oh, look at that. I've got myself a gaff stick. I'm going to equip that because that is a lot better than what I have equipped right now. And there it is. You can see it actually appear on me. That's a nasty looking weapon if you ever did see one. Alright, we're nearly there, folks. Let's have a look on the map. Now these guys are actually, this is what I always thought was pretty cool as well. There's a couple of different factions here. There's poachers and there's Picts. Now Picts are the natives on this island, if you like, and they're actually fighting amongst themselves here with the poachers, so it's kind of cool. So you can see I'm getting a bit of a helping hand, in fact, here. It's all very weird. Yeah, Epic Stones, you know what, I used to agree with you on that one. Oh, and I'm level 4 now, there we go. And do I get a new ability? No, I haven't got a new ability. Hang on, let me just check my spells. And yes, I'm being attacked. Hang on, we'll kill him off. Oh, I've got myself the Path of Asura now, and that is basically a Hearthstone, by the way, just in case you're wondering. And I've also got a switch weapons. I'll go through that in just a minute. Thank you very much, Solar Cluster. Very much appreciate the kind words.
Okay. When you're out of combat, I'm going to try summoning you to my instance.
Okay, we'll try that. Now, by the way, I just accidentally, folks, found another thing that I'd completely forgotten about in this game, and that is, if I double tap my left and right keys, and I'll show you that as soon as I've looted this. Now, by the way, hang on, toggle combat, you know what toggle combat does? Switch weapons means we can actually switch between our ranged, and you can see here we've got two sets. I've got 1, 2. If I want to, for example, I can put my... We'll put the sword in that one. I can switch here, and you can see it toggling between the two. Hopefully you can see that changing. Or I can use this button. That's handy when you've got ranged versus melee, by the way. So there you go. You can actually switch between them very, very easily. And there's a key that does that. I think it's... No, I can't remember what it is. Anyhow, what I just discovered then, again, is if you double tap to the side... Hang on. Oh, maybe it's only in combat. Hang on, we'll put ourselves in combat mode. Yeah, there we go. You can actually jump, and you can go backwards, and you can roll forwards. Sometimes you roll, sometimes you leap. And that is strategic to use in combat as well. I'm just double tapping on the keys there to do that, by the way. It's very simple. Alright, Tallahassee, I'm getting myself out of combat. Let's see if you can summon us. Yes, do you want to be transported? Yes, I do. Alright, I'm in exactly the same location as I was. That's weird, and you're not around, I don't think. Let's have a look on the map.
Hang on. Let me go back a little bit. No, don't see you anyway.
No, it's a bit of a shame, but we'll get together very shortly, I'm sure. Alright, let's take these guys down.
Someone timed out for dirt.
No, I definitely accepted it, so I'm guessing because we can't actually group up in this beginning instance, I'm thinking. And there you go, folks, that's me doing the leap to the side. And oh boy, am I going to die. I'm going to need to take my healing pot here. And you can see health streaming in above me there. It's a little bit small, you may not be able to see it. I think I'm going to die somehow. And there we go, I am dead. Woohoo! Good afternoon, ZGamer767. And yeah, the 2 loadout feature, Justin, is very, very cool. Let's resurrect ourselves there at the picked camp. Because I died. Never mind. It wasn't too far back. You can see we just passed a res shrine. So no problems. Let's rest up and get all of our health and stamina back. There we go. That'll do. And see if we can take out these guys. And you can see the shields above his head there, by the way. Again, meaning that I'd probably be a little bit silly if I was to attack him on the center. I want to go at him from the sides, as you can see there. There we go. Very effective. Oh, and I've got a shaman on me as well. This could be bad. And that was a crit then, by the way, with my cast, my smite. So caster versus caster here. And he should be easier to take down via melee, by the way, because he is a caster. He'll be a little bit squishy. Let's see if we can get that ranger over in the background there with a couple of smites. There you go, easy. You can see I'm much more effective using those. And I'm going to die again. Dear, oh dear. Kill Bill, Tiger Hawk Rosebud, hello to you. There you go. And who's that? Diogo Online, I know you died just to show us how rest works. Yeah, that's exactly how we did it. There you go. Sambo, Solar Cluster says, can we expect a long series of Age of Conan? Well, there's no plans for a Let's Play of it just yet, although we'll probably stream it again in the future. What do you reckon, Tallahassee? Especially seeing as we've spent a lot of the time in this not actually together, which is a shame.
Yeah, which sort of defeated the purpose of doing it.
Never mind. It's all fun, all the same. At least we have you here with us on voice chat, and we'll get to see you very shortly, hopefully, in the city.
Yeah.
If I remember right,
He shouldn't be too far off.
No, I can see Sadur, and he's the slaver guy that we have to kill, and that's pretty much the last thing we have to do, if I remember rightly, before we actually go into the city, I think. So we're nearly there. Oh, got myself a nice new top there. Let's have a look at that. Yep, we'll equip that, and you can see there you go, very animal skins and teeth on there. The detail in this game, you know what? I've got an Aquilonian Ranger, and I'm in Samaria, and the detail on her clothing is incredible. You can see every single stitch. It's amazing. Anyway, here we go into Sadur. I know you, slaver. You abused me aboard that accursed ship. And by the way, hello there, Jeremy Jones. Nice to see you. The story, once again, folks, is that we were a slaver on the ship. He was our slave master. Look at him. He's a disgusting pig of a man. And we shipwrecked. We all ended up here on the island, and so did he.
The gods smile upon Sadur this day. I thought I was the only one to survive, but it seems some of my property was spared.
Nasty. Okay, you look like you lost a fight with a bear, you fat piece of filth. That's a nice response. Maybe I'm guessing you took that one, I'd imagine there, Tallahassee, right?
Of course I took that one. What else was I going to say to him?
Or we can say, put me to work over my dead body, you wretched bastard. Alright, we're going to say you look like you lost a fight with a bear, you fat piece of filth.
It was no bear, a creature, some kind of beast. But it's no matter. The gate here is locked, and that demon guards the key in the ruins nearby. Come, we must be swift. While it feasts upon your flesh, I'll take the key and make my way to the city. Are you ready?
Thank you very much, Solar Cluster. That's a very nice thing to say. Alright, our choices are here. Did the shipwreck rape your mind of all sanity? Or number 2 is no, Sadur. It will be a pleasure to beat you to death, you son of a whore. You know what, Tallahassee, that sounds like something you'd say in real life.
Yeah, it's actually what I say to everyone. That's my greeting.
Hi, it's a pleasure to beat you to death, you son of a whore. That's what we're going to choose, folks.
You would die if you tried to taste that pleasure. Sadur is a practical man. He will make you a promise if you survive.
Oh god, I forgot how terrible the dancing was in this game as well.
And sell you there. Is that not fair, slave?
You know what, I can't remember how to dance, but hang on, we'll finish this off. My life is worth more than a handful of coins, or your days of dealing in flesh are over. Come and die, Sadur.
Brave words from one who has worn a slave's chains. The shame of servitude finally overcame your cowardice, did it? But tell me, is it not better to live as a slave? Fight me, and your bones will bleach under the Braccian sun. Kneel now, and I will forget this play acting of you possessing a backbone.
Alright, I am a slave no more, dog. I am free, and I am your death. Or, we can say, I kneel to no man. Now pray to your gods, you're about to meet them. Alright, I think we'll go for number 1.
Though you bear the mark, and are worth much to me, Slave Master Ulrich despises troublesome property. You will not sacrifice yourself to the demon? Bah! A great savage shall judge your worth.
Oh, this could be a tough fight. I'm just going to try a whole bunch of smiting. Yeah, I'm a bit squishy, remember? Oh, this is going to be close.
For a game...
Oh, he killed me!
For a game that's... He killed you.
He did. I'm a squishy
You
little
don't have any
priest.
health pots?
Nah, don't have any. I'm too squishy. Maybe I should have gone and leveled up on some of those other mobs. What were you saying about the game?
You know, for a game that's, you know, not hugely popular anymore, There's certainly a lot of gold spamming.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold spam in here. And in fact, just a lot of general chat as well, by the way. Now, am I running the wrong way? Oh, I was. Sorry, guys.
Probably.
Good lord. Silly me. Got turned around there. The voice acting, yeah, now on that, the voice acting in the game is actually superb. This guy that we're talking to here, he's deliberately that very effeminate sounding, creepy sort of voice. Like that's the character that he plays in the game. It doesn't seem appropriate, but that is actually what his character's all about, believe it or not. This is that really creepy, ugh. So the other voices in the game are actually really, really well done. Alright, let's see if we can take him down this time. Just checking if I do have any health pots. No, I don't. Listen to that epic music, folks. Cast Rebuke on him again. Alright, looks like we're doing a little bit better this time. %. And he's down. Woohoo! Can we cheer? We can. Alright, you can see we've got a nice bag of... Oh, we got Sadir's Scimitar. And we'll need on that. Thanks, Tallahassee. And we'll throw that... Yes,
I already got it.
We'll equip that. Oh, it's a nice looking weapon, by the way. Yeah, very cool. Alright, now we have to escort her to the city. Here we go. Into here. Oh, we don't have the key. Where do we get the key from? Find the gate key. Must be over here.
You need to go into the picked camp.
Alright. And who's that asking a question about SWTOR there? The Blocksmith, I know it's off topic, but may I ask a question about SWTOR Let's Play? You certainly may. What's your question? Getting some fat loots. Gosh, seriously, the game looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Oh, got ourselves some shoes there. Let's see if they're... And yes, I know I'm being attacked. Nope, they're the same. So I'll keep my boots at this point. Wow, there's a lot of gold spam, isn't there? That's for sure. Holy cow.
Yeah, they go off.
Still can't get over... That's amazing. Look how the foliage is moving, folks, as I run through it. Hope you can see that there. If I pan down, maybe you can. Very, very cool. Ah! Again, this is me avoiding with the sidestepping, if you like. It's very cool, and it definitely allows you to avoid combat. You will actually induce them to miss as they attack you if you do that actively, and I'm not doing it enough. Must say the game looks fantastic when you're out in the sunlight, by the way. All the colours come alive, very cool. Right. So we're about to head into the picked camp now. And we've got a shaman there. These guys do a lot of damage. So I'm going to take him down with my spell casting. Now the question that came through was, when you and Tallahassee get off Tython, will you be joined by a trooper and a smuggler so we get to see all the stories, or will it remain just the two of you? What do you reckon the answer to that is, Tallahassee?
It's probably just going to be the two of us.
Yep.
Mainly because it's going to be easier for us to handle
and it'd be
to organise.
And way too long as well. The story that would take forever if we were having to go through 4 storylines, I'm afraid. So it would, I mean, as you guys know, we're already still on Tython, so we don't want it to drag on any longer. Now look at the detail, look at the texture work on the pillar there, guys. That is just incredible. It really is a pretty game. It really is. Loving the music, as always. And got stuck on some scenery there, and I'm about to die again. Oh, this is going to be close.
How can you die that much?
Oh, it was one hit in it. Yes, Z Gamer, this is Age of Conan, Conan Hyborian Adventures. It is indeed. Gosh, that's 3 times. I've just forgotten how squishy these priests are. Like, they really are squishy compared to the barbarian. There's no doubt about it. And of course, it relies on doing damage. I'm going to shift run here, by the way, folks. That's sprinting. Really relies on, you know, the casting damage. But of course, they all run up to me and start beating on me, and my poor little squishy body can't handle that, and that's why I'm dying. That's all right. Dying is all part of the fun here in Age of Conan.
That's what you keep telling yourself anyway.
Yeah, exactly. My excuse. Alright. Boy, some of these picks have a huge aggro range, by the way, don't they?
I had a girlfriend like that once.
Oh, and there we go. Finally leveled up. Thank God for that. Now, I notice I've got a couple more spells up there, so we'll check them out in just 1 second, folks. And there we go. That's a fatality. There it is. See it? Boom. That was a spell casting fatality, which is a lot less bloody and violent than... Oh, I finally get myself some pants as well. Oh, but my inventory is full, is it? Alright, fine. We'll get rid of that. Yes. Let's put some pants on. There we go. Now I look less like a stripper and more like someone from Age of Conan. Now let's have a look at these abilities that I got up here. One of them is Wave of Life, so I'm definitely going to drag that down. I now, thank goodness, thank the Lord, Tallahassee, I have a heal. And here it is. How awesome is the animation for that, guys? That is very cool. And what do we got here? Oh, we got dance. So that's how you got dance. That's right. It's an actual ability, isn't it? Here we go. Oh, Lord. You know what? It suits my name, Derp. What do you reckon? That's the most ridiculous dance ever. Good Lord. Far out.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great dance.
No. I thought they had some sort of slinky, sexy dances in this game. I must have missed out on the memo on that one. Anyway, as you can tell, folks, now we're cooking with gas because I have a heal for myself. Thank goodness. And that is going to make the world a difference to the point where I'm not going to die, we hope. Now, we're nearly there, by the way. The key, I think, is off a guy through this gate. And once we do that, we'll be able to get into town. Now, are you in Tortage already?
Not yet. I've just made my way through the big camp. I'm about to get to the gate.
Alrighty. Give ourselves another heal. Let's get rid of this guy here. He's all kinds of painful. And need to give myself another heal.
So it's two-handed weapon. That's what I'm doing wrong.
Now, I keep getting interrupted here, Tallahassee. I can't actually cast. I'm going to have to run away. It says you keep getting interrupted because I haven't developed a particular skill. Now, I do remember this. I'm going to have to go through it in just a sec. I think I'm going to have to hit these guys because they are using an interrupt mechanic, and we'll go through that in a minute. I'll try casting again now. Yes, you get interrupted because you haven't trained the skill casting concentration. So let's do that in just a second, because these ranged folk here actually do actual interrupts, by the way. Let's see if we can do it again. No, interrupted again. Boy, oh boy. This is a long fight. Alright, now I'm not being interrupted. That's better. Now, Tallahassee, remind me, where are those weird skills that you have to put points into for those? I can't remember. Is it in the character screen, maybe? No. Because there's a certain area, remember, that you have to increase those points. They're not the talent tree. Oh, here we go. Hang on. What do we got? PvP skills. Ah, here they are. Okay. So it's over on the right-hand side in the skills window, and we've got skill list points to distribute. I've got 80 points, and these are little bonuses, folks. And you can see here, I've got bandaging, which increases your rate of health regen when using the rest ability. I've got recovery, which adds stamina regen while you use the rest ability. We've got renew mana. The renew mana skill increases when you use rest. I've got casting concentration, and this decreases the chance of having your spell casting interrupted by attacks, and it's 0 out of 50 at the moment. Got run speed, which you can increase, and climbing. Now climbing, actually, in order to climb in this game, and you can, there are climbing points. See these walls here? You'll find points where you can actually climb up, and it's important to get to particular quests later on in the game. You have to have points in there. So I'm going to put a few points, at least 10, into climbing, so I can climb, and then I'm going to pop the rest here into casting concentration, because I need to have all my casting as uninterrupted as possible, by the way. So let's chuck all of them. I think you can actually shift click. Yeah, there we go, shift click. No, is it control click? Control click, there we are. So now I have that absolutely maxed out. I'm going to put a few into run speed as well, so we can increase the speed of our running, and more into climbing. And there we go. So now I hopefully shouldn't get interrupted as much. And yes, the Blocksmiths, happy Star Wars Day to you here as well. Although Tallahassee, our good friend McLarge Huge, was saying that it's the 5th here. What did he call it today?
Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the 5th. There you go. Very cool. What classes, says Ilroy06, what classes have you and Tallahassee rolled? We've actually rolled a Priest and Mitra for me, and Tallahassee is a Barbarian, which is DPS. Alright, now we've got these nasties to deal with, and then we're going to get the key. I'm going to put my heal over here so I can actually use my keys. And these very creepy looking dudes. Give ourselves another heal there, and let's take these guys out with our spell casting. There we go. And there's the big nasty guy. Oh, good looking monsters in this game, must say. Very well animated as well.
You know, it's a really nice looking game. It's just the initial run that it had wasn't exactly great.
Yeah, exactly. Like so many new MMOs, by the way. Always the case. I really like the UI. I find it very smooth and fast. A lot of things too, like... Oh!
But it had to be.
Well, yeah, that's true. What can I get rid of? We'll get rid of that top. And we want to take our new... Look at this, we've got all sorts of new weaponry here, folks. Very cool. Get rid of that. Yes, we'll delete that, thank you very much. And we'll need on that. Alright, so this is, from memory, a very nice looking dagger. And I can't actually use this other one here, the Farquaad's Claw. But there you go, look at the detail. Hopefully you can see that, guys. The detail on that dagger is phenomenal. It's really, really well done. Oh, okay, so there was a rehaul of the priest class. Very interesting, didn't know that, thank you very much. Right, I'm just going to try and avoid these other guardians and go here and get the key from this chest. Oh, no, couldn't avoid the guardians. They come after me anyway. That's better. Right, let's get this key. there we go. Goal completed. We found the gate key. And again, folks, if we go to the inventory, you'll see that that's in the quest log area of the inventory. So it doesn't actually take up space in your bags, which is very, very cool. Very welcome, that one. Let's just check I don't have any skill points. More skill points. It pays to check that skill point window a lot too, because you can actually get some from quest completion as well, not just from leveling up. So very cool. Let's sprint through here. Now we're starting to look a lot more like a barbarian, if you ask me. So we've got the gate key. From memory, all we have to do is kill some of the monkeys that appear in the area up ahead, and then we will be able to head through into the city and meet up with Tallahassee. And then I think we'll have time. We've got about half an hour left in the stream, folks. We'll have some time to actually do a couple of quests with Tallahassee and see if he can show us some fatalities, which I'm really looking forward to.
It's been fun so far.
Yeah.
Especially when just out of nowhere you stab someone in the throat and then beat them with your offhand weapon.
Ah, yes, that's good old Age of Conan. Look at that view, by the way, folks. How awesome is it? I hope you can see there's lots of atmospheric effects as well.
There's someone here called Big Daddy Love.
Oh my lord, what, a player?
Yeah.
You'd hope it's a player.
That's just wrong.
Alright, now if I remember right, there's a bit of an in-joke with the apes here. Don't some of them drop barrels?
I can't remember, but I know they've definitely been dropping bananas.
Yeah, bananas as well. It's classic. Solar Cluster says, are you capable of streaming higher than 360p? Yes, but YouTube isn't, mate. So it's a YouTube thing that prevents that from happening. As you probably know, YouTube is new to streaming. We're sort of pioneering all of this, and unfortunately, so yeah, Blocksmiths, it's not due to the upload speed at all. It's actually due to YouTube. You can't stream any higher, unfortunately, at the moment. And if you can, you have to have your account specially enabled, which most people's aren't. But it is a live stream.
You're not special.
Yeah, something like that. But seriously though, Solar, it is a live stream, so you know you're not going to get the same quality with us being here in Australia as a pre-recorded show. And by the way, you can see the city off there in the background. We're nearly there, folks. Stop monkeying around, says Z-Bob Fish. Aha! Now, another thing that I've forgotten, by the way, is the X key. If I hold down X, watch what happens, folks. That is me actively blocking. Now, what that does use is stamina. If you want to actively block, it's kind of like DC Universe Online, but it does use up your stamina resource. You just hold down the X key to do that. Now, my block animation isn't as pronounced as... Oh, there's the bananas, by the way. Classic. Let's see if we can get rid of some of this junk. A mangled arm. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. You will see the block animation a lot more pronounced on Tallahassee's character once we get to him, by the way. Alright, we're nearly there. That's it. There's Tortage in the background. Or the gate to it, anyway. Let's take out this Ape King boss.
Now, Sambo, I really hate to do this, but I just got a message from my mother saying that she had a bit of a tumble in the shopping centre.
Oh dear. No way. Oh gosh.
And that I have to go pick her up.
That is, as always, folks, real life comes way before anything. We're about to go through the gates and see you, but that's okay. Real life comes first, especially, of course.
I'm so sorry about this.
It's your mother. Don't be silly, mate. You make sure that you give her all of our regards, and we hope everything's okay. Send us a text and let us know that everything's okay, will you, mate? I hope everything is. And it sounds like he's off.
When you come through the gates?
Oh, yep.
Oh, not yet. Just, if you come through the gates?
Yep, there we go. We got the cutscene now.
At least this one seems to be unlocked. On the other side, the city awaits us. We're close enough for me to make my own way from here. A little coin or anything of value to reward you for the help you've given me, but speak with me inside the city and I'm sure we can come to some kind of arrangement.
By the way, good night, Justin, and also thanks to everyone for the well wishes for Tallahassee there. And Solar Cluster says, I can recommend a good streaming website, Twitch TV, mate. I've had a channel there for 18 months. I'm contractually obliged not to stream there anymore. I stream on YouTube. All right. Okay, see you inside the city walls.
Remember to say nothing about escaping your captors or killing any slavers. You crush picked heads with great skill, but stay out of trouble in the city if you want to see another sunrise. We'll meet again.
Alright, here we go. About to come through to the city of Tortage. And there we go. So just in time before Tallahassee has to run off. And again, mate, we do hope everything is okay. Did it sound like it was a light tumble? Nothing too serious, I hope?
Not too certain yet, but I'll let you know later on.
You...
Okay, I'm going to run.
Yep.
Thanks, guys, for coming along.
Thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, I'll speak to you all soon.
All the best, mate. Keep us posted. Bye-bye. There we go, folks. So, as always, real life comes way before anything we do here. And I'm sure all of you guys will join me in hoping that Tallahassee's mum is okay. And that she's just got a bump and a scratch. And I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure that's the case. But he'll let us know, and I'll let you guys know in the comments after the live stream. In the meantime, folks, of course, here we are. We are now in the island of Tortage proper, and you can see it is absolutely gorgeous out here. Going to get rid of my Shield of the Arisen. Look at the scenery here. It is just beautiful. We've got signposts there saying the city of Tortage. I hope that the YouTube streaming does this justice because it truly is epic. The environments in this game are absolutely unbelievable. Like it's like running around in a single player RPG, if you know what I mean. It's that sort of level of detail. The characters themselves, look at this. I'm going to zoom right in here, get past him so you can see. Look at the detail here, and again you can see I cannot run through him. There is collision in this game, which is fantastic, by the way. We like that. I like that a lot. There's some more water up ahead here, which looks incredible if I remember rightly. Who we got here? That's another player. So there you go, and a bit of lag as we come into Tortage, by the way. That's just the game loading in assets. We'll wait for that to load in. That's not the stream. And you can see this is a level 19 character. Look at the armor there. That's what I was telling you about before. All the individual stitches in the clothing. Absolutely incredible. I love it. And here we go, the city of Tortage. And yes, it's a bit lumpy. Again, that is not the stream. That is the game loading and everything. There's, oh, look at that. We've got a demonologist there with their pet. You can see the pet there. And there was a big hoo-ha. You can see its nipples there. There was a hoo-ha because they actually took the nipples away from his demon warlock pet for a while. And everyone was up in arms and they actually put them back. Here's the water. You can see it's got some froth on the top of it. The rapids there. It is so well done, this area. We've got mist around here. There is day-night cycles in Tortage, by the way. And the game looks just as spectacular in the nighttime as it does during the day as well, by the way. Alright, let's have a chat to this guy. And by the way, I'm just checking the time on the stream because we're getting close to the end now. We'll get ourselves into Tortage so you can see what it looks like in there.
Greetings, friend.
Greetings, friend. And we're going to say we're looking for Nadini.
You see her? She lives in Tortage, alright? But she rarely leaves her shack.
Alright, I seek to enter the city.
I can't let you in. You wear a prisoner's irons. The Red Hand rules Tortage now. They've no tolerance for escaped slaves on the streets.
Alright, we need to know, how can we remove our shackles?
You could use a smith's tool or a decent weapon. And I see you carry neither. Let it never be said that Royal Captain Loranga was a cold man, though. One of the city's blacksmiths. Works over there by the lava. Speak with him.
Just to answer a couple of questions from chat here. The guy that says watch out for the pics. That's funny, epic stones, that your kids actually say that to each other as a joke. The Blocksmiths, you've got your own TeamSpeak server. I've got 2 Mumble servers, two 30-slot Mumble servers. So thank you for the offer there, but we're quite well set up, everybody, for streaming and voice chat. Thank you very much.
Watch out for the pigs.
There it is, watch out for the pigs. There was your line. Very cool. So what we need to do now is head back over here, and we need to get, in fact you can see them if I get out into the light and zoom in. Can you see there? There they go. These actual, what are they, chains I guess, the wrist bound chains. They actually are on us and you will see them come off, which is very cool. Right, so let's head on over here. This guy's going to help us, but I think we have to do a task for him before he'll beat them off us, before he'll cut them off.
Aye? That's piss poor Stygian work if ever I saw it. Worst quality iron never used by a craftsman. No time though. The lava is rising, and if I don't get this dam finished, Tortage drowns in the volcano's burning blood.
If I help you, will you remove my chains?
There's a quarry just ahead, and I need stone bricks. I've seen neither hide nor hair of my wagon since my mule got spooked near the Acheronian ruins. But you've a strong back, eh? Bring me some stone bricks, and I'll smash your shackles.
There we go. I'll bring you the...
This river won't dam itself. You might want to run, friend. Time's not on our side. Go then.
There we go. So, yeah, we need to bring him some stones, and that's over here. And again, if you guys have played through Tortage, this will be very familiar to you. And there's normally a few enemies blocking us, blocking our way up here. Although I notice there's a lot of players running around, so they may have cleared it out for us. But look how gorgeous it is. And again, folks, I'm not playing on full settings here. So can you imagine what the game looks like when you've got everything maxed? It is just gorgeous. It is really a nice game. And in fact, once you get out into the real world, here's our stone bricks, by the way, and get to places like the Conan's Valley or Samaria. Oops, we triggered something there. Oh, and we got ourselves a bat demon. Nasty! Look at that! And this is what the enemies are like in the game. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, epic stuff here. This guy is not going to go down easily. And there we go. Well done us. Yeah, so once you get out into places like Conan's Valley, the Stygian Desert, seriously amazing looking zones. They really, really are. Completely jaw-dropping. There we go. We've got our bricks. Let's go back and see Turok. And who's that? iRoy06 is saying, I'm curious about your thoughts on the alternate advancement system in this game, Sambo, and others, like those in Rift and EQ2. Some people like it and others felt it put them off leveling alts. Well, at the end of the day, my comment on all sorts of things like that is that people complain about that stuff, but you know what, the choice hasn't been taken away. So if you want to roll an alt, you still can. If you want to do an AA on your character that you have already, then you've got that option. I think the thing about games, especially MMOs, is that they should be options. And it's like, for example, people were up in arms when in, what game was it now? I think it was Vanguard. They added quick travel. And people said it's going to ruin the game because you no longer get immersed in the world and have to run and fly everywhere. Well, nobody is stopping you from running and flying everywhere. If you don't want to use the quick travel, don't use it. That's kind of my thoughts on stuff like that. Alright, I've got your stone bricks.
Oh, faster than... Good. Now I can finish the job. Doubt anyone will hail me as a hero, but at least we all get to live another day. Then let's do it before some Red Hand soldiers come by and see what we're about. Put your wrists on either side of that stone and turn your face aside.
There we go. I owe you my thanks, I think is what we'll say.
I don't like to see chains on the undeserving. I've a powerful hate for featherweak, Stygian iron too. It's a pleasure to destroy the stuff. Go then.
Go then. There we are, and now we have to talk to the city guard again. I think finally we're going to be able to actually enter Tortage. So you guys will get to see what it looks like on the inside. It's a very cool little city, by the way. Great quest hub. And I actually really enjoy being here on the island. By the way, this is the city that we're about to enter into. You can see we're up the front here. And again, there are lots and lots of vendors, lots of quests all around the place. You also get to go to the docks. You also get to travel outside of the city as well and go up into the highlands here. There's a lot of questing outside of it. It's very cool. Plus there's a volcano area and there's a castle. There it is, Mithrel's Mansion. I'm sure any of you guys who have played the game before will recognize that there. And you also get to go off to the White Sands Isle as well, which is another beautiful looking place.
Hey, I am World Captain.
Well, that's weird. Got a big tree in our way. We can't get rid of him. Maybe.
Watch your back, my friend.
Maybe if we change our position. That was very weird.
And what brings you to
there we
this
go.
part of the island?
No slave irons. Now let me in.
Why, how rare! You look much like an escaped slave who blindly approached me a short while ago, begging to come into Tortage. But I am sure you have never worn a slave's manacles in your life. Very rare. You may pass, but there is a condition, my unsubtle renegade.
Alright, to answer a couple of questions there, will there be a live stream of Dungeons and Dragons Online? You better believe there will be. In fact, that'll probably be up next. And Sayo Mayo D Elaine 814 is saying, so is there a class change option similar to something you'd find in Final Fantasy XIV? No, not really. Alright, name it.
Inside the city, you'll find the thirsty dog tavern close to the gate. The barmaid Bettina. I want you to hand her this letter. I'll see her after I finish my duties today, so I'll know if you don't keep your word. Tell her Loranga sent you.
Alright, I'll bring her your note.
Thank you. A word of wisdom if you've the time. This was your first lesson in how Tortage works. A favor for a favor, and you're only as good as your word. Be careful when scratching others' backs that someone doesn't plant a dagger in yours. You think the jungle was bad? Welcome to your new home. Farewell.
And there we go. And into Tortage itself. No, the gate's shut. That's alright, we can open it. There we are. And this is what it looks like. We've got the palace up the back there for the nasty king. We've got the town crier here, who does actually do some town crying. And you can see the style of the NPCs. Very, very cool. We've got crafting that opens up here. There's a demonologist, by the way, with a male. There we go. The male demon familiar. You can change that. But you can see there are weaponsmiths here. Let's actually talk to these guys so we can sell off some of our junk. And the good old familiar music of Tortage, by the way. Very cool. Alright, we're going to sell all these things. The bananas, the blue pearl, the blade, gold teeth. Might keep the bandana. We'll put it in our bank. I'll show you where that is in just a second. And again, interface in this game is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you want to get an idea of how detailed these guys are, check this out. I always used to get blown away by this guy's armor. There you go. See what I mean? Individual rivets, even. Absolutely incredible looking. Like, seriously. It is a great looking game. And I love that music. And here's the local whorehouse woman, by the way. We get to do questing with her. And we can get it on with some of her women folk. Love the soundtrack to this game. This is quite a big... All those pirates are nasty. I'm going to keep away from them. It's quite a big town, and there's lots of different places to go. Lots of different quests. As we sprint back to the centre here. Now, somewhere around here is our banker. Where is it? Is it this guy, the trader? I can't remember what they're called in this game. Ah, there we go. Store and sell. Yes, that's the one. So we'll pop these in the bank. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Pop these in our bank. Now, the way that the auction house and selling works in this game, by the way, is that you can actually right-click on things in your bank to put them up for sale, and it's kind of cool. So you don't actually have to go visiting an auction house. It's really neat. It's got a postal service there, and obviously the buy interface here for the AH, if you like, is already built into your bank. So it's really cool. It's all in one sort of spot. What are we saying here? Thank you, Iron Ilroy06. And yes, Bon Sam, I know I'd like the single ponytail in this game. Very cool music here indeed. The music, can't say it enough. The music is incredible in this game. Soundtrack is definitely something you want to look up on YouTube, because there's some theme songs, again, sung by Helene Bolnsk, I think her name is, and they are haunting as. This is a very cool area back here, by the way. This ship, this old shipyard here, is actually a pub. It's a tavern. If you go up inside, it's got multiple levels. That's very cool. And over here, just to give you an idea of the game, I think this guy here, yeah, this guy's quite funny. Every now and then he will actually take a walk over to the wharves over here and take a pee. He will actually pee off the side of the wharf. It's quite funny. Again, being a mature rated game with its breasts and extreme violence and language as well, so this is not a game for kids. But by the way, this is one of my favorite areas here, because this port is, it's just incredible. Check out the water here. It looks amazing. Like, it actually looks like what water looks like if you're at a dock. And the whole thing actually swells as well. I hope you can see that on the YouTube video. It is absolutely amazing. I'm going to get down into it there, and you may see it, hopefully if I level my camera, you can actually see it's volumetric. It actually swells and rises up and down just like water would in docks like this. It is absolutely amazing. By the way, you can sprint while you swim as well. You can go underground. Not there's much scenery here. You can actually see through, and this is great because when you're enemies, it's really cool. You can actually hide under the water and then leap up through and see enemies where you need to attack them. It's really cool. But yeah, the water in this game is just stunning, really is. You can see, again, creating real-time ripples there in the water. Ah, this brings back so many memories. But look at it, folks. It really, truly is gorgeous. We get to quest all around these different areas, by the way. We get to go and talk to that guy. He's one nasty piece of work. Now, before we finish off this live stream, I will show you a climbing point that I was talking about earlier. And again, you need points. If I open up my skills, there we go. Oh, and I've got 80 points to distribute. You can see I've got 20 out of 50 for climbing. I'm actually going to max that right out. I'm going to make that 50 out of 50 because it means otherwise that I get restricted as to where I can actually climb. I'm going to max out my run speed as well. There we go, and I've still got 12 points left, so I'll put them into bandaging. There we go. Alright, so what we have here, for example, will be a climb point, I'd imagine. No, is it not going to let us climb up that one? Not just yet. That may not have opened up yet in the game. I know there are a few around here. We'll see if we can find one. But basically what happens is that you go up to one and it'll say, look, sorry, you don't actually have enough points, you can't climb. And that restricts you from a lot of content in the game. For example, there's areas where you can climb up into... I'm not going to go over there because I know it's nasty. There's some bad baddies over there. But you can get up onto the rooftops here, and there are quests that are only accessible if you've got those climbing points in your skills. So, let's see. And yes, yeah, it's funny, by the way, D-Lane. The pissing drunk is hilarious. I'm just going to see if I can find it. And yes, that will always be the blocksmiths. That will always be somebody I block. They'll always dislike. You always know when there's been blockings occur because you'll see a bunch of dislikes appear on my channel. Now, there's a climbing point as well. There it is. Now, if I can sneak past these guys, there we go. You can see their ladder, and I have to physically. Oh god, I'm going to die. These guys are way too hard. But anyway, you can see I climbed up there. Let's hope that I can hide away from them and that they won't climb up. No, they won't. Phew. Okay, so I actually got out of trouble there. That was fantastic. Woo! Let's see if I can do a sprint and jump off and get the heck out of here. No, he's going to chase me. Ah! Oh my lord. No, 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 no. These pirates are super nasty. Oh, and there we go. Thank you very much. Another player there who was level... How big are they? Level 10. They took him down. Thank you very much for that. There you go. Awesome stuff. Alright, folks. that would appear to be it. We are done, I think, only because we're actually running out of time. We're only allowed to stream for 2 hours on these live streams here, and this one has been going, let me check, for an hour 52, so we're about to run out there. There you go. And D-Lane saying, the way you put skill points into running and climbing reminds me of the old Quest for Glory games. That's exactly what it was like. Yes, I did play those. On DOS, that's exactly what it's like. Z-Bobfish, yes, this is completely free to play into Tortage, and in fact beyond. I think you can see upgrade here, and it's got an item shop in the game, and that's kind of like cosmetic stuff, armor, cosmetics, weapons, that sort of thing. So yes, you can download this game and play it completely for free, and in fact I am playing on my free to play character right now. You get 2 slots. Oh, there you go, climbing. Certain areas within Hyboria are climbable, and the climbable area will change your mouse into the gear icon and press U to climb and W and S to climb up and down. There you go, so easy as that. But there you go, folks. Well, that was a sneak peek into the Age of Conan. Great for you guys to come along. Thank you very much for your support as always. Certainly hope you enjoyed that. This will not be the end, by the way, of Age of Conan. We'll get Tallahassee, and hopefully now that we're both in Tortage here, he'll actually be able to join us, and what we'll do is we'll go out and do some actual questing here with him, and that means you'll be able to see him as well as hear him. And of course, let's all hope that his mum was okay. Well, I'll let everybody know on the comments on this video. I'm sure that you'll be sending her your well wishes. But in the meantime, folks, certainly hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks again for watching today. And of course, join us very shortly. What will we be playing in DC Universe Online? That's probably in less than 24 hours away, doing our League event over there. That's tomorrow for me. And I certainly hope to see a lot of you guys there. We have all sorts of fun and shenanigans taking over the Watchtower in DCUO. And also filming Final Fantasy XIV with Sayo Mayo, doing some level 20 group questing there tomorrow as well. Looking forward to that. Anyhow, folks, take care. We will see you soon. And as always, bye-bye.